Hello, Ashley. Pleasure seeing you again. And believe it or not, this is the fourth session already. Yeah, I know. It just surprises me how much time can fly when we're discussing such fun topics. I know they're not the funniest topics, but you seem more open and happier since we started talking. So that's definitely a positive, step. Can I get you anything before we dig a little deeper? Mm-hmm. Well, just remember my fridge is always open and available. But let's get started with our daily review. And this time, though, as we discuss the review, we'll put goals in place as we discuss it. Does that sound good? All right, great. Now, the very first week you were here, you mentioned that your husband and your family were concerned about you and that you're like a different person than what they have been used to. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Good. Now, in regards to that particular goal, I would suggest discussing the feelings with the family in like a family setting. So, at dinner or maybe just when you guys are watching television, something of that nature, and just write it down, and that way it helps them understand how you think, what might be a trigger to put you in a certain mood or, aggravation or anything like that. And, and it helps them also be very supportive of you, which is extremely important because we all need support on a journey to change and success. How's that sound? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, last week you opened up to me and told me that you were getting out of bed more and before than what we were before we started meeting. So I want to give you great praise for that because it is not easy to make changes on the fly or to feel like you might be pressured to do so. And maybe as part of that you can do a reward system, and however you want to go about doing that, that can be discussed with you and the family, as they would know you the best, other than yourself, of course. But the fact that you would have the reward system would be another positive motivation to want to change. And believe me, I can already tell you don't need the rewards because you wouldn't be here if you didn't want to change without rewards. But we can definitely make it. We can make it happen. Mm. Well, I mean, I can understand. I can understand the concern you do have with the overall like product and with the rewards, and like that's why I said just maybe make a list with your family of suitable, respectful rewards and nothing that can hinder you in any way. Does that sound like a plan? Mm-hmm. Now, before we continue on, you you are like already a new Ashley to me because you're smiling and you're laid back and you just seem very stress free, which is awesome. So I with this new you, I can already tell people are going to want to jump on board and enjoy every moment of their day with you. And and to me, that there's nothing that can replace that. Now, continuing on, however, you spoke to me also about the drinking issues that you were having. Obviously, that brought you part of the reason that you came here as well. And you used drinking to cover emotions that you were feeling, and um, and then pain, of course, that you might be not wanting to deal with, and and I know it's hard to make that ultimate change because it's basically like opening up you to all kinds of possible hurt. But um, your husband and your kids, are always going to be there for you, and you have to just trust them to, make the right decisions to keep you on that straight and narrow path. And that might unfortunately mean you giving up the reins to like go shopping or anything of that nature that could possibly allow temptation of, hey, let me get this, 12 pack or, whatever the case may be. And, we definitely don't need that. So you just have to make sure that whatever it is you guys agree upon, you're comfortable with. Because if you're not comfortable with it, do not do it. It will just add more stress to you, and we don't want that. Does that sound like a good plan? Mm. Now, I know last week that you were scared of change, and I understood, and I still understand that change is scary. But I can tell that you came in today with a I am ready for change kind of attitude, and that you are no longer scared to change because you realize that that being scared to change is not gonna make you be the person you want to be. You have to not only trust yourself, but you have to trust your people around you. You have to just trust God, of course, and let things let things go as best we can. And it is extremely hard, believe me. I still struggle with it myself. And one main thing with the change is if you do feel the urge to do any any of the old habits such as like drinking, or even if you're struggling to get out of bed like we discussed earlier, just call anybody. Call me. I don't mind being there for the obviously the support, because I feel like we understand each other. You can call a friend, a family member, anyone that is there, and it's going to be making sure that you do not look down upon yourself, because you are a good person and you deserve the best. And you just got to use the time wisely and keep your mind occupied so you don't let anything creep in, that can make that slight little whisper sound so much better. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, I'm glad that you're ready for this, and I am beyond stoked to see this finished product, and we are so close. Like it's right there, and we're gonna keep on. We're gonna make this a great new year and a new you. I can definitely feel it. Let us pray.